Louisiana, in its attempt to try and prove that it should be considered the dumbest state in the nation, maybe even they're trying to prove themselves worthy of the love of Donald Trump, since Donald Trump, after the 2016 Nevada primary, said that he loved the poorly educated. And by doing this small thing, they are helping to prove that they, yes, are probably some of the least educated people there are, and as such, worthy of Donald Trump's love. An act, RS 32057, to repeal Chapter 25 of Title 37, blah, 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 being enacted by the Louisiana Legislature, Section 1. Let's see. No person shall, Section 3, intentionally inject, release, apply, or disperse by any means a chemical compound, substance, or apparatus into the atmosphere within the borders of this state for the express purpose of affecting the temperature, weather, climate, or intensity of sunlight. The provisions of this paragraph shall not apply to the injection, release, dispersal of fire retardant or fire suppressant substances for the purposes of extinguishing or suppressing fire, or to the aerial application of seeds, fertilizers, or pesticides for agriculture or forestry purposes. So it's perfectly fine for an airplane to fly over you and spread Roundup, and you have to breathe all that crap in. That's perfectly okay. But the so-called chemtrails that they're all paranoid about, first it was the chemtrails that were trying to put the 5G in your bodies. Then they changed it that the COVID-19 vaccine was going to be whatever, put the 5G signals in your body or whatever, because, again, these people are a bunch of frickin' morons. See, the Section 2, Chapter 25 of Title 37 is hereby repealed. So the original version, the present law prohibits the discharge of air contaminants into the air of the state and provides for certain exceptions. Proposed law maintains present law and prohibits the introduction of substances into the atmosphere for the express purpose of modifying weather, temperature, climate, or sunlight. Further provides exception for firefighting, agriculture, and forestry. Now, what if it's not my express purpose? What if my purpose is to draw some little neat lines in the sky, and I say, that's what I want to do. My purpose here is to make the conservatives paranoid over what the hell's being flown over their heads. If it just so happens to affect the weather, that's just a side effect. Would that be okay? As long as my express purpose is to do something other than modify the weather, if it has the after effect of modifying the weather, according to this wording, it should be okay, right? Present law also provides for issuance of a license to modify weather, for application and license fees, for disposition of the fees, for penalties for modifying weather without a license, and for the evaluation of modification operations. Proposed law repeals present law. So everyone's all scared and afraid of, the weather being modified or what have you, or the climate. They're not worried about climate change, but they're worried about some airplane flying over you, potentially seeding clouds with ice crystals to make it more susceptible to rain, or something to that effect. Because that's pretty much the levels of weather modification that we have. But they think we're out here, stopping hurricanes, that you could just put things in the clouds and hurricanes happen. We saw there was one video that was on the other day that was showing all the different, weather satellites, not satellites, but towers, and showing, I guess, the Doppler around these areas. And it's amazing that all of these weather patterns were just around these circles and nowhere else. But if you're not one of the poorly educated Donald Trump said that he loved after the 2016 Nevada primaries, you might understand the fact that the reason you have all these circles around the towers, because the towers have a signal strength that only goes out so far, and as such, you're only going to see a certain radius around those towers. So it's not that these towers are creating weather, like some idiots think. It's that these towers are reporting the weather within the radius of those towers and the signal strength thereof. Bunch of dumbasses in this state. Bunch of dumbasses in this country, which is why we have Donald Trump as president.
It is what it is.
Thank you, Donald.